Hello, this is Erica with Launching Legacies. Welcome to our daily devotional. Today we're going to start a new series on moving forward, getting ready for your new position, your new land, your new era, whatever is new in your life. And so today we're going to start what is a five-part series on Joshua and his commission into the land, what would be called the land of Israel. He is going to lead the children of Israel, but he's got to take Moses' place. So let's get started by looking at how things began for him. So Joshua 1 verse 1 says that after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over to this Jordan, and you and all of your people to the land which I've given you. Give them, the children of Israel, the land. Okay. And so what's happening here is the first step, going into a new place. Moses has died. And that becomes a big deal, right? First, Joshua was the assistant. He wasn't leading. He was just kind of along for the journey. And now Moses has passed away, and Joshua is the new leader for all of these people. This is millions of people that Joshua is about to lead into this new land. But it starts with Moses' death, and that's how it's going to start for you too. Today I heard a sermon in church that was really good. It reminded us that we need to let go of things. But if letting go becomes a issue for you, then it's going to be a problem to move forward, right? So we all have to move on. We have to let go of whatever it is that we're holding on to and move on to a new place. But this came for Joshua only because Moses died. And so that means that for you, something is going to have to die. You're going to have to let go of something to get something else. You're going to have to let go of the past, let go of the tradition, let go of something that you've been benefiting from or that you've been hiding from. In this case, Joshua was Moses' assistant. So he was leading, right? Moses was leading and Joshua was following. Moses was giving directions and Joshua was taking direction. He was being good and faithful to Moses. But upon Moses' death, that loss that Joshua experienced propelled him into the next place. And sometimes that's going to be the case for us too. So you do need to think about what it is that needs to be let go of so that you can move forward into your new promise. But in addition to doing that, make sure that you're not holding on to something that's holding you back into the wilderness, right? Because here they were wandering for 40 years in the wilderness. What was holding them there? Their complaints, their disobedience, their resentment towards God, their frustration. Moses was trying to argue with God about helping them to do the right thing, and they were doing whatever they felt like doing. And then they had fear, right? When it was time to go into the land where the giants were, the 12 spies went in. Joshua was one of them, right? Caleb was the other that brought back the good report, but the other 10 were saying it was terrible. It's not going to be good. It's going to be horrible. And so there's fear that can hold us, right? There's our traditions of our past. There's complaints or resentment against God or resentment against other people. Whatever it is, though, the first step for Joshua to move forward into the new land was that Moses had to die. So something in your life probably has to die, not necessarily literally, but figuratively. And so we want you to prepare yourself for this. I want you to spend some time with the Lord reading Joshua, the first chapter, at least the first few verses, and think about this. It doesn't say that Joshua mourned. It doesn't say he was sad and he was crying. It doesn't give us all that context. But just because it doesn't say that for Joshua doesn't mean that it won't be true for you. And if you have something you need to mourn, if you have something you need to cry about, if you have something you need to let go and release, now is the time to do it, because as we move forward, the directions are going to be really clear, and none of them at no point in this time will God commission Joshua to go and weep and cry. He doesn't say go have a funeral service. We don't know what happens in that regard of Moses' death and Joshua's feelings, but it doesn't become a part of the scripture, but it may be a part of your life. And so we're praying for you. We're praying that as you move forward, you are willing to let go, yes, but also that you have the time that you need to grieve the loss of whatever it is that's behind you so you can move forward and take your commission into your promised land. We are praying for you. We're praying that your healing learning, living, growing. We're praying that you're praying for us because we really do need your prayers. Launching Legacies wants to do a great work, and we want to follow God's commission as much as we want you to follow God's commission. So will you commit to praying for us, because we'll need your prayers. And then lastly, I want to ask you to join me again tomorrow for another devotional series. Until then, be blessed.